Hello, this is Erica with the Purple Quilt Company. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I am sharing this week's Finish It Friday for Friday, November 15th, 2024. So if you want to see what I've been working on this week, please stay tuned. I have had a pretty cool week this week in the sewing room. I hope that you have been productive and been able to be creative, taking some special time for yourself this week. I did that. I put energy into my main two projects that I had been working on, but I did do a little bit of sewing for myself. So let's go through that. We'll start upstairs and then we'll head back down to go over some of this stuff. I have put some energy this week into the community quilt. I've started stitching the rows together just a little bit. I have these bottom three already together. So the two rows of blocks and then that middle row of sashing there. Those are put together. They're only in rows, though I haven't stitched any rows together yet. But I am making slow progress. I'm just not taking a lot of time on this. I put a little bit more energy into the quilt back that is downstairs so I could go ahead and get that quilt on the long arm. But I love the way that these look together. I am not like really stressed about this. I did make a few changes in the layout so that the colors will be a little bit more evenly distributed. There just is a lot of black, and so that comes through here. And I just chose to focus on some different things instead of the black. I focused on this like Western kind of print. I wanted to make sure I had one of those in each row. So the large squares are spread out. Where's that last one? Oh, right here. And then the birds, there were four of those. So I spread those out as well. So one there at the top and here and then here. So the rest of them, I just sort of let them fall where they may. I did do red and purple corners. So you see red here, purple on top, and then on the bottom, purple on the left, red on the right. So those are how that's how I chose to organize these so that the colors will be a little bit more distributed, but beyond that, not much has really changed on it. So it is coming together nicely. I'm excited to see what the finished size is going to be because I know I'm going to have to add some borders to make it closer to what I would like it to be. Still, it's a great project and I'm excited to share it with all the people who help make it once it's done. I have completed the quilt back for the baby quilt with these squares and rectangles. It turned out really nice. I'm happy with it. It's kind of hanging weird on my design wall right now, so that's why it looks kind of funny in the middle here because the top is not quite straight. But I think it's about 72 by 72, which is perfect because the quilt is like 64 by 64. So it should be perfect on the long arm with just enough hanging over to get everything quilted. I'm very excited to put this quilt on the long arm. I'm going to use a warm and white batting because the top is so light. But I really am looking forward to getting this one finished. I just wanted to show you the backing before I put the quilt up on the long arm. In addition to the quilt back and the community quilt, I did do a little bit of sewing for myself, not a lot, but just a little bit to kind of stay on top of some of the things that I want to finish. Maybe this year we'll see. One thing that I worked on was I made another block from the Block a Day book, the double 4-patch. So you've probably seen this video. If you have not, I will leave it linked in the iCards here and in the description box. So go and check this out. For this block, I used 2.5-inch squares from my stash, but I cut, from my scrap basket, and I cut 4.5-inch squares from my big scrap bucket that I have that needs to be cut down. This turned out really cute. And I would love to make more of those just to make some kind of quilt at some point. But for this week, this is good enough. Another thing that I did was I took 2 short sessions of sewing and worked on my 7s and 9s blocks. So I have two of these. Well, I have three of these in all. So here's one and here's one. And these are really neat. I can do two of these in 10 minutes. So one session, I was just like, let me just whip out a block right quick. And then yesterday, I spent 10 minutes working on some of these blocks. So I'm going to put these here. And then I think I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so that you can see or well, maybe I'll just put it up here. I also, while I was stitching the other projects, finished another of my Jacob's Ladder blocks. I have it here. This one is blacks and reds. I'm not sure how well this reads on camera, but I can't wait to see it. It's really cute with these little teeny tiny prints with this paisley background. I think it's going to be really great. And for this quilt, if you're new to my channel, this is my leader ender project. So I only work on it as I work on other things. There's always a little piece of one of these blocks in my sewing machine as a leader before I start stitching. And then when I'm done with whatever I'm stitching on, I'll run another piece through the machine. So this one is it's a fast block to make, but I'm really taking my time and focusing on other projects. The goal for the Jacob's Ladder blocks is to have 30, and then I will have a quilt that is about 60 by 72, I think. So we'll see how well that comes together. I haven't counted my blocks in a while, so I'm not really sure how many I have, but I have all the pieces for the color portions of these blocks. And then I have extra scraps of background so that when I need to make more 2.5-inch squares or 5-inch squares, I can do that. But a really great project. I have also started putting my giant Jacob's Ladder. The quilt top is right here. I just got done pressing it. Everything else is on the long arm. I'm waiting to put this up there. And then I'm getting my bobbins ready and everything so that I can start long arming that quilt. So hopefully within the next week and a half, that will be finished and I can share it with you guys as well. I hope that you are being creative, taking time for yourself, being safe out here, and that you're just enjoying everything that you can do these days. If you have any questions about what you've seen in the video, leave them in the comments below. Thumbs up this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.